Hi everyone, welcome back to this video. But before I continue, I will ask you, have you watched my first video? If not, visit this link because this video is a sequel of the first video about proper waste disposal, and this video is entitled The 4 R's of Waste Reduction. Waste reduction or source reduction is the practice of preventing waste by decreasing or eliminating the amount of materials initially used. Waste reduction, consuming less and/or throwing away less, is also referred to as pollution prevention, source reduction, and pre-recycling, and results in the reduction in the amount of toxicity of waste generated. Waste is generated throughout the life cycle of a product, beginning with extraction of raw materials through transportation, processing, and manufacturing, during use by its disposal at the end of its useful life. In general, reduction and reuse are cost-saving, resource-conserving, environmentally sound alternatives to traditional forms of solid waste management. Here are some processes of waste reduction, or what we call the 4 R's of waste reduction. I will also share how I perform these processes in simple ways as an everyday consumer. So let's start. First is reuse. Reusing is the act of taking old items that you might consider throwing away and finding new use for them. My tip will be, instead of buying water from automatic water machines, buy plastic bottles. Through this, you can reduce plastic from ice wrappers and use your bottle in refilling your water. On the other hand, we can't deny the fact that we will buy soft drinks. My tip for you is to buy those with plastic containers. This is because you can use these containers to store water in your refrigerators so you can have cold water to drink anytime. Second is reduce. Reducing the amount of materials and goods you consume means limiting the amount of purchases you make in the first place. Buying in bulk is useful if you are sure you will need the full quantity you're buying. Budgeting can also help you reduce resource consumption. Say for an instance, we buy this amount of powdered soap for our laundry, then buying individual sachets. Through this, we reduce plastic waste as well as save money. In addition, I am also using this portable fan when I have school works instead of turning on the electric fan in the whole afternoon. This is also another way to reduce consumption of essential resources, and it can also lower utility bills. Third is recycling. Recycling is the process of converting waste materials into new materials and objects. It is an alternative to conventional waste disposal that can save material and help lower greenhouse gas emissions. It can also prevent the waste of potentially useful materials and reduce the consumption of fresh raw materials, reducing energy use, air pollution from incineration, and water pollution from landfilling. I have a hobby that will surely come to your interest. I weave out old clothes to make rugs instead of throwing them away. And most importantly is refuse. Refuse, also called municipal solid waste, non-hazardous solid waste that requires collection and transport to a processing or disposal site. Refuse simply means to say no. Refusing materials is the primary way to lower our impact on the landfill. For me, the first thing that you have to do is to try to refuse single-use plastics like packaging, bags, and straws. Take bring alternatives with you.
I always practice to bring my own bag like this one when I go out to buy groceries. It will help me intact my products that I bought in one bag, as well as reduce plastic waste of packaging and etc.
All this simple process are easy to follow after a long discipline of practice. We are not just saving, but also helping our environment, as well as tracking or cracking toxic wastes, landfill waste reduction, limiting hazardous waste, preventing all types of pollution, practicing sustainable waste management, and living a cleaner and greener planet. Thus, taking care of our environment lies on our hands. Let's act now before our planet reminds us. So that's all for today. See you on my next video. Bye!